Let's move on, though, into our, well, actually, what was going to start the show, our original first topic.
Someone decided to blindside me.
Hey, man, I guess that's the executive decision that I can make, right? Is that I can do that to the show. But what we wanted to start off with, the first topic I had down was this week, I'm going to promote him, even though he needs zero of our promotion with how big he is. But Matt Pat, the game theorist, film theorist, stat guru for how analytics work and everything, basically, to me, one of the smartest guys that I've ever watched on YouTube, came out with a film theory for Deadpool. And it basically was revolved around Peter W., the guy we've seen in the trailers, the guy he's, I guess, got his own Twitter account, this character. And the question is, will Peter W. be Peter Wisdom in Deadpool 2? And for those of you who don't know who Peter Wisdom is, I will let you know. So Peter Wisdom is a mutant. He was born in Scotland. He was born to Scotland Yard Detective Sergeant Harold Wisdom. He has a sister, Rosemary, and he is I guess he is the leader of the original X-Force, I believe, or one of the X-Forces. And his power, one of his famous ones, is that through his fingers, he can create heat knives out of his hand.
That's pretty cool.
But also what he can do is use other, like, for example, Butterball, who is in Deadpool 2, he can absorb that energy to power his power. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm taking Matt Pat's theory, and I'm going next level on it.
Okay.
Where here's what I think, my exclusive theory, and I will ask you what you think. So what I think is going to happen is in the trailers, they're all mapping Cable out to be the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Cable's the bad guy, Deadpool's the good guy. That's not going to happen. That's going to be a huge misdirection. You want to know why? Peter W's the bad guy. Peter Wisdom is the bad guy, because here's what's going to happen. Here's the plot. And I'm going to probably be all wrong, but I'm going to say it anyways. Cable's coming back, right, from the future.
Yeah.
We don't know if he wants to kill the kid or just take the kid. Here's what I think happens. Cable is coming from a universe in the future where Peter Wisdom is the leader of X-Force. This X-Force team that Deadpool puts together, Deadpool gets bored with it after a while, and Peter Wisdom becomes the leader of it. In the future, Peter Wisdom finds Butterball, uses him as basically his own personal battery. Like, that's what he can do. He can basically take all of Butterball's powers and make him his own personal battery, to use him to power up his own powers to make him stronger. So what I think, Cable coming back to take Butterball so that Peter Wisdom can't get Butterball, and the future that Cable's coming from doesn't happen. That's what I'm thinking. And it's going to be at first Deadpool and Cable battling it out. Then Cable is going to... It's going to be revealed to Deadpool that, oh, wait, you're not the bad guy. And boom, they're going to be buddy cop, and it's going to be going after the new bad guy, who will be Peter W., who ends up being Peter Wisdom.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I see that, because like you said in your description, what you and I have read before this about Peter W., Peter Wisdom, he becomes the leader of X-Force. Why would he be the villain?
Because, like, here's the thing.
Especially when it looks like, and for my knowledge of the X-Men, my knowledge of the future time travel shit, it's because mutants are being basically eliminated, not extinct, but kind of a version of genocide, if not captured and put into things.
Here's the thing. So maybe it's not, maybe he doesn't have the... And now I'm tweaking a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe it's, hey, he doesn't have the intent to do that now, but what if he does later? And that's what Cable is trying to avoid. Cable is saying, I am trying to avoid this by taking Butterball out of the situation.
Out of the equation.
To where he can't use him and then use the X-Force. Maybe he uses the X-Force for bad in this universe. Maybe it's a little different from what the comics is, but Because the thing that's also weird is there's parallels to this.
Yeah.
Peter W. is almost the exact opposite of every personality trait of Peter Wisdom from the comics. However, is that the whole thing of we're going to try to throw you off the scent by not even... Basically, I'm saying there, hashtag stay woke. Don't let them pull the sheet over your eyes. Don't be sheeple out there. Don't be sheeple. They're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Don't let them happen. They're going to pull that twist on you, and Peter Wisdom is going to be the bad guy.
I don't think he's going to be the bad guy. I think this is more of a movie about sort of a... I don't want to call it a misunderstanding, but more of a... Deadpool versus Cable, trying to finally get Cable to say, hey, there's another way, Cable, because Cable seems like the guy that's just like, I'm going to correct the problem the easiest way possible. Boom!
Yeah. Who's going to be... I'm sorry. Who's going to be the bad guy then? Because here, in most movies, if me and you were going at each other, protagonist, antagonist, once we start to be on the same level... That's when they introduce this is the real threat. Third act is now us being friends taking on this new threat.
Good question. I'm not totally sure about that yet. I haven't looked.
Do you have any ideas of
I haven't dove enough into looking like what the Deadpool Cable thing would be going on. Maybe there's some twist with that. I don't know if I agree with Peter Wisdom being the villain though, in the him being Peter Wisdom and being the villain. Because they do deviate from the comics. But they don't deviate like that hard.
Let me throw this out.
They don't complete left turn on, complete 180 on you.
Let me throw this. Let's take Peter Wisdom out of it.
Okay.
Just Peter W. in general, everything we know about him. Could he be the villain without being Peter Wisdom? Because the thing that doesn't sit easy with me when it comes to Peter W. is we've seen already in trailers and everything, and with the whole parody Twitter account that they have, we have seen too much of this character for him to mean nothing in this movie, or for him just to be a comical gag in this movie.
Maybe not.
And you would think, hey, it's just going to be a comical gag because of what Deadpool is. But is that them pulling the wool over your eyes and making you sheeple?
I don't think it is.
I just like saying sheeple.
I know you do. You are very fond of the word.
Stay woke, people. Stay woke.
See, that's the thing I didn't know, because there's so many things they can do with Deadpool, and it obviously is going to be at least half comedy. If it's not like the other one, it's going to be at least half comedy. So the one thing I was thinking, let's put it this way, he could be the villain, but I don't think they would go, he's Peter Wisdom and the villain, because it doesn't even ring true to the comics. If he becomes the leader of X-Force, why would they go that complete 180 off the tracks with it? They usually stay at least like, hey, if it's a villain, it's a villain. It's a hero, it's a hero. We don't really change that at least. How his powers work, a little bit, things get tweaked here and there. His motivations get tweaked here and there. That's all fine and dandy. They don't do the 180 and make, he was a hero in the comics. He's a villain now. Even that, the complete opposite personality could all be a ruse.
It could.
That's what can make him the villain, or that's what can make him Peter Wisdom. I almost said Peter Woke. Thank you very much.
Peter Woke, baby. Stay woke, baby. But I mean, the thing too is, and I don't know exactly how you do this. Maybe you can help me connect these dots. What if it's a fact of, hey, he's not evil right now, but Cable's like, no, I'm taking this kid or killing this kid, because without this kid, him can't do what he does in the future. Yeah, and then Deadpool kind of turns like, oh, really? And then they turn to basically, we got to eliminate you. And then it's basically Peter W. fending for himself. However, the big thing people are saying is, but he doesn't have superpowers. We don't know if he's telling the truth.
True.
When he comes up and says, I just saw the ad. Or two, is it something like Matt Pat said, where with the mutant gene, it's repressed and out of stress, because that has been a common theme throughout the X-Men movies. True. Is under stress, those powers kind of come out, and with that stress of Deadpool coming at you trying to cut your head off, it comes out and shink, he just stops it with these flame knives or whatever it is, or he hits Deadpool and it's just stop, and they're flame knives right through the chest of Deadpool. And then that's where he finds out he's got these powers. And then he becomes the baddie for the rest of the film only because they're trying to kill him to avoid the Cable future.
Yeah, again, you're going like into making a person that's not a villain in the comic a villain. I would not go that route. Maybe he's just the head of an organization and he's like trying to infiltrate Deadpool's group in the first place to get to Butterball. And then that's what happens is, yeah, he's a normal average guy. He seems like average Joe. He seems way too nice.
He is way too nice.
Exactly. And then that's would be the perfect cover to be, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, I own this anti-mutant group.
Yeah.
Or he was the guy that was going to buy Butterball because you see he has the collar on. And as we learned from Deadpool, the first Deadpool.
The inhibitor collar.
The inhibitor collar, thank you. They turn them into mutants. They put the inhibitor collar on and ship them off to people.
Was that in Deadpool 1?
That was.
Was it?
Yeah, they were making mutants to be slaves.
Francis's lab.
Francis's lab, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Francis was privately funded.
Or I'm sorry, Ajax, but he was really Francis.
He's named after a dish soap.
Francis. What other things are you expecting from we'll get into that. Just kind of close this off. What are you expecting from this movie?
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say about him.
We're a week away.
We are. There's one other thing I was going to say about him.
Go ahead.
There is the possibility they are just making him that much of a joke because, and yeah, the name would be.
Do you really think so?
Hear me out on this.
Okay.
Hear me out before you say anything.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So yes, the name has been changed, but. So Deadpool does have a sidekick in some of the comics. It's a Hydra agent named Bob.
Didn't we already see him in number 1?
No, we did not.
No.
Oh, did we?
Because he says Bob. It wasn't a Hydra agent, but it was one of the, he goes, Bob?
You're right.
What's
we did
going
see him.
on?
You're right.
And then he hits him and he goes, how's the wife still making the casserole? Was that Bob?
That could have been Bob, but I'm wondering if they're like trying to go off with the joke now because it's just a random Hydra agent named Bob that goes on misadventures with Deadpool. Maybe they wanted to throw that joke in there. It's like, well, shit, we already threw Bob in. What do we do? Just name him Peter.
Maybe it's not Bob. It's just each one has a Bob-like character.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
They're doing a Bob-like character.
I just find it weird. Like, I know they couldn't use Hydra.
Yeah, exactly.
It was owned by the MCU, although I'm assuming Disney would have been like, hey, give us Deadpool and we'll let you use Hydra a little bit. We'll let you say Bob from Hydra. But yeah, that's the whole thing. I did hear about that, but then I thought back. I'm like, he was in like they made reference to it in Deadpool 1. So like they didn't say of Hydra because they.
But I'm saying maybe they wanted a Bob-like character. It's like, you know what? We kind of wasted Bob. Maybe we should.
I'm just thinking like usually characters that are just there for. Ha ha ha, he's fun. Like, if he was in the first trailer.
Yeah.
And that's all we saw from him. Then I'd be like, okay, he's probably, like, don't even think about him. He's a side piece. He's not meant to be something. But almost every single trailer.
Has had him in there.
We haven't even, not alone seen him. He's becoming a bigger force. I don't think that's just because, oh my God, they ate it up. Let's give him more. I think it's because deep down, they're going to pull the cover off, and it might not be Peter Wisdom. It might be something else. I think he will become the main antagonist at the third act. He's the bad guy.
I say go.
There's a reason why he wanted to join X-Force. There's a reason. It might not be the Peter Wisdom thing I came up with. That's just what I'm going at to connect the two. But it will be something to where he's the bad guy third act.
It's either that. It's either going to be one of two routes. He's going to be Peter Wisdom or become Peter Wisdom, or other route. He's going to be the villain. That's what I'm going to go with him.
I mean, let's be completely honest. He could just be a random baddie that said, "Yeah, I chose the name Peter W."
Honestly, he's a little too calm skydiving. That's what I noticed.
Like with the straight face and the. Like, because everyone's
like nothing. Because
everyone's like, "Oh my God, wouldn't it be funny if like the joke was, oh, he skydove and just hit the ground?" But I'm like, they showed him too much just to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to kill him, just like
I don't think they're just going to do that.
No, I don't think so either. That's why I think he's going to be a main piece of this.
I'm just going to say three options. My three options.
Go ahead.
So again, he's going to become the villain in the third act, like you said. Or he'll become Peter Wisdom and just take over X-Force for Deadpool, because Deadpool's not going to stay. We know he's more of like an ADD kid.
True.
Or C, he literally is a Bob.
He could be. I don't think so, but I mean, they could do that.
Because, I mean, the only reason I'm giving it benefit of the doubt in that sense is because Deadpool is a almost blatantly comedy movie. And they're like, you know what? People are going to eat this shit up when we show him just skydiving calmly. Or, I don't have any powers. I just saw the ad. Here's
the only thing, and this is getting away from him, just to end this with kind of final expectations. Yeah. Because the next time we do a podcast, we will have already seen Deadpool 2. The thing that I thought about today watching Deadpool 1 was, I'm like, man, this is funny. And I'm sitting there thinking, is the second one going to... Because I know there's the joke that Ryan Reynolds threw in one of the trailers of like, yeah, you know what? The second one, 10 times better. You hit the bar, you raised it. Don't even need to do a third one. Don't even need it. You killed it. You killed it here. Don't even need to do a third one. I'm sitting there going, is it going to be just as... like... Not hey, is it going to be funny? Because I know it's going to be funny. But is it going to have the same effect on us? Because the thing I was thinking about was the fact of the first Deadpool meant so much to us because we had been asking for it. We had seen the thing online where it's like, is this real? Is it fake? No, don't look at it. It's fake. Years down the line, hey, we're doing a Deadpool movie. Here it is. And then it's the same footage we saw. It's like, holy shit, that was really a thing. And we were finally getting what we wanted. Is this going to not have that same effect because it wasn't like oh my God, we've been asking for this for years and we're finally getting it. Now it's like, oh, it's the second one. We already had this. And it loses a little bit of that initial impact because it's not new anymore. It's not the first of its kind when it comes to Deadpool on the silver screen.
No, I think we could still have a lot of fun with it. It doesn't mean it's going to be like downgrade. I mean, look, and I know this is kind of a loose comparison. Look at when we saw Super Troopers 2.
Okay.
All the jokes, as long as you can get people laughing and then have the nice up and down, you're going to be fine. You're going to do fine.
But I would say Super Troopers 1 was better than 2. Then that's kind of what I'm getting
Maybe.
at. Not necessarily that is Deadpool 2 going to be bad, because I don't think it will, but are we going to leave Deadpool 2 thinking, holy shit, that was way better than the first one?
That's all what I'm asking, basically. I mean, that's a hit or miss. It's on any movie. Some of them, the second one's better than the first and vice versa. Sometimes it's like, first was the best one.
Now I'm going to ask you this, and this is me just off the cuff. I'm going to throw out a movie and its sequel. You tell me which one you like more.
Okay.
Iron Man and Iron Man 2. I would go Iron Man.
Iron Man because it's iconic.
First Avenger or The Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
See, I would go First Avenger. What about Thor or Thor the Dark World?
You got me in a rock and hard place on that one because Thor, at least
because Thor wasn't like Thor was good, but Thor Ragnarok was the best.
Thor Ragnarok was the best, and Thor the Dark World had more action and more in depth to the storyline. But
I would still go Thor.
I'm gonna tie on that one.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
Probably Avengers. Again, it's more of the iconicness than anything.
X-Men 2.
Trying to remember what happened in each of those.
I would say X-Men. That's what, or like Wolverine Origins Wolverine, which was the second Wolverine was the one where he was in Japan.
If you're gonna do that one, I'm gonna go with Wolverine.
The second one then.
Yeah, the second one.
And then the last one that I'll mention, I could do this all night, but the last one I will mention is Spider-Man. I'll let you choose either Andrew Garfield or Sam Raimi. 1 versus 2.
Let's see. I'll just do both. If I'm gonna do
if I'm doing Raimi, it's the first one.
Raimi, I don't know. I like Doc Ock though. I did like what they did with. I did like Doc Ock in that. I
think I would do the first one for both of them.
Garfield, I would do the second one. I liked Electro. It was weird. It was weirdly done, but I liked it. It was really. I don't want it. Avant-garde probably not the term I want to use. It was very different. It was kind of a refreshing take on Electro because let's be honest, who takes Electro seriously in anywhere else?
Except for the animated series one.
Except for the animated series one.
Yeah. Probably no one.
No one, exactly. So I would go second of those ones.
It wasn't even like, oh my God, it's Electro. It was some guy with electronic things that's like, oh,
actually,
that's Electro.
That was Shocker.
Oh, Shocker.
That was Shocker. As in for the Remy, shit.
I would say the first one.
I go first only because, again, it was iconic. It was our first superhero movie.
And that's the thing I'm thinking about with, wow, that was pretty much our first one. Except for like the crappy, not crappy because I was a young kid, but like the Batman and Robins and Batman Forevers.
The ones you go back and go, holy shit.
Yeah, as an adult, a very different mindset than when I was a kid.
What killed the dinosaurs?
The bat nips.
What killed the dinosaurs?
The bat
The
card.
Ice Age.
The bat card. I never leave the cave without it, Robin.
So many ice puns.
Freeze you later. But this is where you come in. I don't know why I made a flamethrower sound. That's what I did.
I mean, close enough. As close as you can get, right?
Let us know what you guys think down below about Deadpool 2, about Peter W. being Peter Wisdom, or what do you think the plot's going to be, being the villain. Anything about Deadpool 2, just let us know what you think down below in that comment section.